Hello, welcome back to Build Stuff with Ben, or BS with Ben for short. What we're going to cover today is how to build this helmet, and it also includes free plans! Welcome back. Do not forget to hit subscribe. You will see that down below, and also hit like if you like this video, and leave any comments if you have any problems with the build. Today what we are going to cover is how to build this bad boy. What I'm going to be doing here shortly is laser cutting these out as kits and selling them, and that is how I'm going to make the plans for free. For those that are too lazy to cut this stuff out or feel they don't have the accuracy, I'm your man. I can help you out, and I'm going to have some inexpensive kits for you to buy. In the meantime, I don't see there being any reason why people shouldn't be able to build their own helmet, and I am offering the plans for free. You will find links for that down below. First things first is when you get these plans, what you are going to need to do is print them out. What you will get is one of these guys here. Now remember that this is face plate style number 1 and this is face plate style 2. You do not need both of them. You only need one set. So either these two or those two and those two. Do whatever combination you want. And the next thing I want you to pay attention is there's little tiny circles here. Those are not rivets, and those are not something that you cut. Those are registration marks. So you make sure that when you're putting E, it lines up with E, or this E with this E. And G, this seam line right there, lines up right there, and so on and so forth. These plans are made for a 22-inch circumference head, so measure around just above your eyebrows, and you should be able to get that circumference. And at that point, you'll be able to decide. The scaling sizes here, myself, I need to go for a large, which is 103%, and regular, which is a 22-inch head, is about 100%. A small that would fit a child is 97%, and so on and so forth. There's a table right here. What you're going to do, and you need to have Adobe to be able to do this. It helps out huge. I don't know of any other program that has this sort of print capability, so this is why we're using it. So we're going to go to File, Print. When you come into print, I want you to hit Poster. Normally you'll see something like this, and this will have it scaled so that it fits the fits a 8.5 by 11 sheet. This is not what you want for full size. So you come and you hit Poster. You want the tile scale to be whatever that number is. So up in this case, I built a 100% for a medium for a friend of mine. I would have printed this at 103%. So let's just do that. We'll go 103%. I'm not going to worry about the overlap. Now this is scaled up so the pattern is the size I need to do. And each one of these is a sheet that's going to come out in your printer, and you're going to have to tape everything together to get the pattern. Now once you have the patterns, tape them together and lay them out on your foam and cut them out. In my case, because I have a laser cutter, I use the laser cutter to cut this stuff out, and it makes for a really, really nice job. Thus me selling kits. But remember, the plans are free. Don't get angry at me for trying to make a little bit of money on the side. Now that we have the parts cut out, what we're going to do is we're going to toss them onto our workbench. We are going to need some contact cement, and we are also going to need a sharp utility knife or an X-Acto knife. The reason is that we need to bevel a couple of the edges. Now there's an edge right here that you can see that we need to bevel out just a little bit so you can get the little bit of a pointy nose on the helm. Now the top of the helmet, right where the disc fits, you want to have like a nice clean seam right there. What I end up doing is I hand cut very carefully. I'll use the table as a guide for my hand, and then I'll take a paint stick and hold the foam down so it's nice and stable, and I'll slice off very carefully the textured side of the foam. The next cut that you need to make will be just along the edge, and you should be able to peel off a strip. Make sure that you don't cut too deep into the foam. You do not want to make it so that you have to glue a whole bunch more to get everything stuck together properly. Alternately, you can use a Dremel tool to do this. This is a very effective method, but it is also very messy and very dusty, and not my favorite thing to do. For those who haven't used contact cement before, what you need to do is you need to apply it to both surfaces. Then you need to let it dry to the point where it is nice and flat as far as the color goes, and it is dry to the touch. You will find that both surfaces at that point can be joined together. Here's a tip though, when you put a bead of the contact cement down, use something to squeegee it to a nice thin even layer. That will make a huge difference in how these two sides bond. Next thing that we are doing here is we're gluing up the edges and we're going to start joining them together. Now I generally start with the bottom half and join the two pieces together into a nice circle. You don't need to do any forming really for this. The pieces will fall into place quite nicely. Next, we will do the upper half, and that includes gluing the brim of the little disc and all the edges of the sides of the two side pieces. Now, in this case, what I should have done is done a little bit of forming beforehand. Here you can see after I've applied the glue that I'm hitting it with the heat gun and forming it so that we have a little bit of a dome to kind of make everything fit together a little easier. Do you have to do this? Not really, but will it make your life easier? Very much so. So I highly recommend you do this, and also do it before gluing, unlike me. Now very carefully start sticking the parts together. You will find that you can line things up, and in some cases use your thumb as a guide or a table. Just make sure that the seams are fairly close. Now don't worry about if you have a little weird overlap. You can always come back and fix that up later. Not a fan of the way the edges look? Well, this is simple enough. You just hit them with some sandpaper. Use a heavy grit sandpaper to kind of get rid of some of that excess material, and slowly taper down to a finer grit sandpaper, and or use your Dremel to make the edges look exactly the way you want them to. Now let's join the upper and lower halves. You'll notice I make a couple of marks just so I know where to stop the glue on the upper half. The next thing we need to do is stick these two pieces together. Now that we've got the helm together, that is so awesome. I love it when we get to that stage. It's suddenly you feel like you've accomplished something. But we need to add a little bit of flair to this helmet. And what we're going to do is we're going to add the front cross. You'll notice in the zip file for the plans that you get, there is several options in a separate PDF file for the face crosses. Now what you want to do is place the eyepiece cross across the eyes and get everything lined up. I found that if you fold it in half, you can line it up to the seam and everything's going to be fine. Don't worry about the little crease that you see, because that will get covered by the second part of the cross anyhow. Now once you have it lined up, get yourself a pen and trace around the outside. This is where you're going to place some of the contact cement. If you buy the dollar store contact cement, you can use it by just applying a little bit of pressure to the tube, have the nozzle flat down, and scrape it along the edge of the surface. Now when you're doing contact cement, it's important that you make a really nice, thin, clean surface. If you have a bunch of gooey blobs and sort of puddles, it doesn't stick together as well. Plus, you can get that glue to go a lot further if you just make a nice, thin layer. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to lay that out over top of our helmet. We're going to give the helmet a little push and a pull just to get it into the shape that we need. It's not going to be perfect at first, and that's fine. The second part of this is the same as the first, except the cross that you have that goes vertical is you place it down about where you want it to be. Trace an outline, lay glue onto both parts, and then stick them down. Now, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to add the rivets. When you add the rivets, I am using silicone bumpers. They work the best for me. One thing that some people have mentioned is sometimes the adhesive doesn't work that well for them and they pop off. So what you can do is you can get some thin CA glue and just touch the glue to the edge of the rivet and go through and get all of them, and that will lock those little guys down permanently. There you go, super simple helm to make. It is a lot of fun. It's quick, it's easy, and well, you know, hey, who doesn't want to be a crusader? Don't forget to hit like if you've liked this video. Leave any comments you have on the building of this if you have any good suggestions on how to make this faster or easier. And also if you have any questions. Don't forget to hit subscribe to this channel. There's going to be plenty more of these helmets and builds coming up along with free plans. The way you can get them is by hitting subscribe. Also hit the bell icon. That way you know when I have a new video come out. Okay, so now that we have all this, do you want to know how to make other kinds of rivets, make them cheaper, faster, easier? You're going to find that video right there. Also, do you want to see how I make the flat patterns for something like this? Well, that video is going to be right there. Click on that and you'll be able to see how that's all done. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I hope you've liked this. Talk to you guys in a bit.